Hello everybody and welcome back to 539 Productions. This is part 2 of the Midwest Flood series, and today I'm going to head out to a couple key locations to film some more of the epic flood levels this year. First off, we're going to hit the other side of the closed road that I filmed last time, and then we're going to head down a few different rivers to see how widespread the destruction is. Should be approaching. Okay, I can see the other side of the road, or of the closure here coming up. We'll see how bad the water is up here. Well, it looks like the flood level is pretty far down here, but I can see the water coming up here. Not sure exactly how deep it's gonna be. It's almost bizarre to be doing this right now. I'm just walking down the center of this public road. There's no one here. There's not going to be any traffic unless it's from possibly houses on in between the closure, which I'm not sure if there actually is any. I'm surprised that I'm not seeing more flooding right now. It might be temporarily down, although it's going to start raining again here really soon, so it might be an area that I'm going to have to come back to. But you can see the level of flooding next to the road, and then the road right here has been built up, so it's probably been flooded out before. And I'm thinking some of the reason for the hill isn't necessarily to prevent the flooding, but just due to erosion from past floods. I was not expecting to actually walk this far. We've actually come up on the blockage right up here, and you can see the hill up here and how big that is, and I'm sure that it's not doing anything to help the situation. It's a little bit down right now for the moment. Up ahead is actually where I was standing last time, and this was actually completely underwater where I'm standing right now. The water level was actually on past that sign. That's really good for the moment, but it's not gonna last. We're supposed to be getting snow and ice later today, and then we're also going to get 2 more days worth of rain in a row, and then it's supposed to rain, I guess, off and on all next week. So this is going to get a lot worse. Alright, I'm gonna head on back to the car now, and then we're gonna take this over to another area and hike out to the edge of one of the larger creeks that's causing a lot of this flooding right now. So you can kind of make out right here are power lines completely engulfed in the water, which is really scary because a lot of these trees have been knocked down because of the raging floodwaters, and it seems like those utility poles could be next. And the unfortunate part is that these houses up here are being supplied electricity by that line, so if they go, their power goes. Alright, made it back just fine. Turning around, heading back, or on the way to the next location now. Alright, I'm about to pull into my second filming location right now. We're gonna get out and try and hike through the flood, see how much damage has been done. So we're trying to get a closer view of the actual creek on foot, and I might come back to this location too and do a part 3 as soon as the rain hits again. And you can see how flooded the trails are already. I'm actually just gonna work my way around real quick instead of stepping into this water since it's so deep. But either way, I'm gonna have to get a little bit wet, but that's all right. Normally this area would be all walkable right now. As you can see, it's all washed out. Any signs of a man-made trail are completely gone, except for there's a wooden bridge coming up, and I'm just sinking right into the mud. I have to be extremely careful where I step. It's kind of difficult to even follow the trail, but you can kind of get a approximate location of it. And you can tell this bridge was underwater just a mere hours ago because of the level of mud and silt that's been just kind of left here on the top. So the trail goes over there. The only way to make it around is to hit this little patch of mud right here. And then who knows how deep this is. Much deeper than my boot. So here's the bigger bridge, I believe. Normally, again, this creek is so low that you can kind of get down into it and walk around. So right now, even though the level is down a little bit since last night, it's still about 10 times what it normally is. This water is probably well over my head right now, and I should be able to cross on foot through the water. Not sure how close the trail is going to lead to the river again, but I'm going to take it around here and try. We'll see how far this will take us, but there's a great view of some of the flooding down in this little valley here. This is like the creepiest looking patch of forest ever. I love this. stumbled upon something abandoned in here. Not exactly sure what it is. Huh. How cool is that? An old abandoned barn. Completely gutted. But it looks pretty neat out here. I'm not gonna go in. Obviously it has a no trespassing sign. So I'm gonna stay over here on the park side. What you can see over here is a foundation for another building. Looks like it has a lot of graffiti on it, which is probably why now they have put all these signs up. So, probably was once a farmhouse. Nothing really left though. Looks like it's definitely been hit by a few bad seasons, some spray paint, but the spray paint actually looks like the least of the damage. But I will respect the sign and stay safely beyond this point. What an amazing place though. Not quite sure what that is. If it's something for birds. Whoever these people are that own the land really have a problem with people being on it. Luckily I'm not on that side, as you can clearly see. But I will try and zoom in again from this angle. There is a electrical pole up there, and that is completely active. And I believe what that is doing is, other than powering that light, is also powering a security camera. So there were some very clear signs that said there were cameras in use. Looks like all these banks are washed out. Can't tell, it looks like there's almost someone up ahead. I see something, some sort of structure. I'm not sure what I've stumbled upon. Again, just want to remind everybody that normally most of this would be passable on foot. I'm almost positive that I'm coming up on somebody's backyard. As you can see there through the clearing is a house, and it's not an abandoned house. And then over that way is another house. following my own footprints is some of the only way I actually could find the trail back. Alright, almost back to my car now. Then we're gonna head to the next location. Not sure how it's gonna turn out. I might end up coming back to several of these locations again. Alright, this is not where I intended to stop next. I just wanted to show you this. Normally this water, I would say, is about 15 feet lower than this. Normally I could not come this close to the water. I could actually come down here and touch the very edge. And it's so steep that it's probably almost a 10-foot drop off right there. And I know there's a tributary and a little bridge up here, and I wanted to see how well that they've fared in the flood too. See some wildlife down here. I really don't want to disturb it. That's pretty cool. I've never seen one up close like this. And also a place that is completely flooded that I've walked in. Normally all this here is so shallow, it's just pretty much a tiny little trickling stream with some pebbles in it. And I've actually walked underneath this bridge to take some photographs of the underside. And normally right here is a drainage pipe, and right now it's probably about 6 feet underwater directly down. And so you can see the hiking trail here goes down and then is submerged. Probably about 5 or 6 feet of water in certain parts, and then right along the tree line it'll drop off to over 20. See, the boat launch here is completely flooded. It's about normally 15 feet below. Tree line is actually in the grass right now, and believe it or not, there's actually a trail that you normally could walk on. And no, this is not normally a pond over here. There's no water whatsoever. This is a golf course. a good thing I decided to get rid of these sunglasses and go with the hat instead, because it is freezing out here and now it has turned incredibly windy. I wanted to come again and show you just the edge of this incredibly flooded river. So dangerous right now. You would not want to be in that water. Not only is it cold, it's swift. It's about 15 feet above the normal level, and there are so many branches and dead trees and all kinds of debris right below the surface that you can't see. This right here, like I was saying before, is probably about a 10-foot drop, and there's no beach here. All these trees that you see here are clinging to the side of this muddy cliff. So pretty much right below the edge of this tree line is the bottom of the river.